Have you ever looked at your golden retriever and thought, why does my happy, fluffy friend suddenly seem anxious? Maybe they pace, whine, or hide in corners for no obvious reason. You might be thinking it's just a phase, but what if I told you there's a tiny habit you might be doing every day that's secretly stressing out your golden retriever? Yep, a habit so small, so unnoticed that it's flying under your radar, but for your dog, it could feel like the world is upside down. Before we dive in, imagine this. You're having a busy day, running around doing your own things, and suddenly someone touches you in a way that makes you tense, but it's subtle, maybe even polite. You might not even realize it, but your body stiffens, your heart beats a little faster, and you feel that tiny pinch of stress. That's exactly what your golden retriever feels from this habit. Now, let's talk about what this habit is. And no, it's not leaving them alone for a couple of hours, it's not giving them too many treats, and it's definitely not their vet visits. The tiny habit we're talking about is over-petting or over-handling your golden retriever, especially in ways that make them uncomfortable. I know, you're probably thinking, wait, but I'm just loving on my dog. And that's the thing, your golden retriever loves affection, but dogs, just like us, have boundaries. And the sad truth is, sometimes we cross them without realizing it. Golden retrievers are known for being friendly, affectionate, and social. They practically radiate happiness. But beneath that happy exterior, they have feelings and sensitivities that are easy to overlook. For example, have you noticed your dog pulling away, licking their lips repeatedly, yawning when they're not tired, or turning their head when you try to pet them? These are all subtle stress signals. And here's the kicker. If these signals are ignored, they can build up, and your dog may start feeling anxious, irritated, or even fearful, sometimes without you ever realizing it. Let's break this down a little. Picture your golden retriever's life as a balloon. Every time something stressful happens, a loud noise, a vet visit, or being scolded, the balloon inflates just a little. Most of the time, your dog can handle a little stress, but when you repeatedly do something that feels stressful to them, like petting in a way they don't enjoy, that balloon keeps inflating and eventually pop. Not literally, of course, but this is when your golden retriever might snap, growl, or even bite, not because they're mean, but because they've reached their limit. So what exactly are these tiny stress-inducing habits? Let's get specific. One of the most common is petting your dog in sensitive areas without paying attention to their comfort. For example, many owners love scratching behind the ears or rubbing the belly. Sounds innocent, right? But here's the thing. Not every golden retriever enjoys belly rubs or intense ear scratches, especially if it's sudden or prolonged. Some may feel trapped when their belly is exposed. Others may have underlying pain or discomfort that you can't see, and petting that area actually hurts them. Another subtle habit is hovering over your dog. This might sound crazy, but imagine someone towering over you while you're trying to relax. Even if that person has good intentions, you'd feel uneasy. Dogs feel the same way when we lean over them, crowd their space, or stare directly into their eyes for too long. That direct stare, combined with a looming presence, can trigger stress signals in your golden retriever. You might think your dog loves the attention, but in reality, they might be thinking, whoa, give me a second here. Let's not forget about the power of tone and body language. Golden retrievers are masters at reading human emotions. If you're anxious, tired, or rushing around while petting them, your dog can pick up on that energy. Even a gentle pat can feel stressful if it's combined with tense posture, hurried movements, or a raised voice. Dogs don't just react to physical touch, they react to the vibe you're putting out. And sometimes we unintentionally create a stressful environment just by being unaware of how we act. You might be wondering, okay, so how do I know if my golden retriever is stressed? Great question. Stress in dogs is often subtle, especially at first. Look for these signals: yawning when they're not tired, licking their lips repeatedly, turning their head away, tucking their tail slightly, pacing, or even hiding. Some dogs might freeze or suddenly pull away when you reach to pet them. These are all ways your dog is trying to tell you, I'm not comfortable right now. And the key word here is trying, because dogs can't speak. It's on us to notice and respect these cues. Here's a little story to make this real. I had a friend whose golden retriever, Daisy, started acting weirdly anxious at home. She would pace, whine, and even snap when someone tried to pet her. My friend couldn't understand it. She was always so gentle. But after observing Daisy closely, she realized the problem wasn't harsh treatment. It was a subtle habit. She would often pet Daisy while she was eating or when Daisy was lying down trying to rest. Even though my friend meant well, Daisy felt cornered and stressed. Once she started respecting Daisy's personal space and letting her approach for pets on her own terms, Daisy's anxiety slowly melted away. This story highlights a crucial point. It's not about being perfect, it's about being aware. Golden retrievers thrive on love and affection, but they also need autonomy. When we allow them to choose when and how they receive attention, it reduces stress and strengthens your bond. It's like giving someone a hug because they want it, not because you think they need it. The difference may seem tiny, but it matters to your dog more than you realize. Another thing to consider is timing and context. Petting your dog right after a stressful event, like a trip to the vet, might not be comforting. Even if your intentions are pure, your dog may still be on high alert. Instead, give them time to decompress. Watch their body language and wait until they approach you for affection. This teaches them that you're safe, predictable, and respectful of their needs. We also need to talk about the difference between good stress and bad stress. Not all stress is harmful. Short, manageable stress can actually help dogs grow confident and adaptable. The problem arises when stress is chronic, when small, unnoticed habits like hovering, overpetting, or crowding keep adding up. Over time, this constant low-level stress can affect their health, mood, and behavior. They might start chewing furniture, barking excessively, or showing aggression, signs that something deeper is going on. By now, you might be asking, so what's the solution? How do I fix this without feeling guilty? Don't worry, we'll get into actionable steps in the next part, but for now, the first step is observation and awareness. Start watching your golden retriever closely for the stress signals we talked about. Notice how they react to touch, eye contact, or being crowded. It's amazing how much you can learn just by slowing down and paying attention.
You might be thinking, okay, my golden retriever seems fine, maybe a little clingy or shy, but is stress really that serious? The answer is yes. Even subtle, everyday stress can sneak up on your dog and affect them in ways you might not notice until it becomes a bigger problem. Think of stress like tiny raindrops. One or two won't hurt, but constant drizzle over weeks and months, that's when puddles start forming, and eventually you get a flood. First, let's talk about behavioral changes. Stress can make even the sweetest golden retriever act out in ways that seem sudden or confusing. Maybe your dog starts barking more than usual, chewing furniture, or acting clingy. Some may even develop fear-based behaviors like hiding or flinching when you reach to pet them. These aren't signs that your dog is bad or disobedient. They're their way of saying, "I'm overwhelmed, please help me feel safe." One of the most common consequences of this kind of stress is anxiety around touch and handling. Remember the habit we talked about in part 1, overpetting, crowding, or touching sensitive areas? Over time, your dog may start avoiding you or becoming tense whenever you reach out. This isn't because they don't love you, it's because their brain has started associating touch with discomfort or lack of control. Imagine if someone constantly poked or leaned over you when you didn't want it. You'd start avoiding that person, right? Your dog feels exactly the same way. Next, there's the physical impact of chronic stress. Stress isn't just mental, it affects the body too. Prolonged stress can lead to problems like digestive issues, weakened immunity, and even skin conditions. For golden retrievers who are prone to certain health issues like hip dysplasia or ear infections, chronic stress can exacerbate these conditions. Stress hormones like cortisol build up in their system, affecting everything from energy levels to appetite. So even if your dog seems normal on the outside, there could be invisible stress affecting their health. Another sneaky effect of this stress is social tension with other pets or people. A stressed dog may become less tolerant of other dogs, children, or even visitors. They might growl or snap in situations that never used to bother them. Again, this isn't about aggression, it's about your golden retriever trying to protect themselves from situations they perceive as overwhelming. The irony is, all of this comes from habits that we often think of as loving, like petting too much or crowding their space. Now, here's a really important point. Stress can also erode the bond between you and your golden retriever. Dogs are incredibly intuitive and they thrive on trust. When a dog feels uncomfortable but is constantly handled in ways that trigger stress, they might start hesitating to approach you for affection. You might notice they don't come when called or they shy away from cuddles. It's heartbreaking because all you want is to love your dog, and yet your good intentions can accidentally push them away. So, what can we do about this? How can we reverse these hidden consequences and make your golden retriever feel safe and happy again? The good news is that even small, thoughtful changes can have a huge impact. Let's start with the first step: reading and respecting your dog's body language. Golden retrievers are masters of communication, but their signals are often subtle. Some key things to watch for include yawning when they're not tired, licking their lips repeatedly, turning their head away, tucking their tail slightly, or freezing when approached. Even a slight stiffening of their body is a message. The trick is to notice these signs before the stress escalates, not after. Once you see them, give your dog space. Step back, lower your energy, and let them decide when they want interaction. Another powerful tool is letting your dog initiate affection. Instead of always reaching out to pet them, wait for them to come to you. This simple shift gives your dog a sense of control, which is incredibly calming. You might notice that once they feel in control, they become more relaxed, more playful, and more affectionate. It's amazing how much happier dogs are when they feel like they have a choice. Timing also matters. Avoid petting or handling your dog immediately after a stressful event, like a car ride, vet visit, or a loud noise. Even if you're trying to comfort them, your golden retriever might still be on high alert. Give them a few minutes or even longer to decompress. Watch their body language and approach them only when they show signs of relaxation. Think of it as giving them a reset button before re-engaging with affection. Now, let's tackle another habit that contributes to stress: hovering and intense eye contact. Dogs perceive direct, sustained eye contact and looming over them as potential threats, even if your intention is pure love. To reduce stress, crouch down to their level instead of towering over, blink slowly instead of staring, and move gently rather than suddenly. It sounds small, but these subtle adjustments make your dog feel safe and respected. Consistency is another key factor. Golden retrievers thrive on routine and predictability. If you sometimes respect their space and other times crowd them, it creates confusion and stress. Set a clear routine for interactions, play, feeding, and training. Let your dog know what to expect, and they'll feel more secure. Predictability equals less stress, and less stress equals a happier, healthier dog. We also need to talk about mental stimulation and exercise. Stress can build up if your golden retriever doesn't get enough physical activity or mental engagement. A tired, well-stimulated dog is less likely to become anxious or reactive to gentle handling. So, make sure your golden retriever gets daily walks, playtime, and interactive games. Not only does this reduce stress, but it also strengthens your bond. Here's another tip: positive reinforcement over force. If your dog approaches you for a belly rub, treat, or scratch, reward them gently. Praise, petting in areas they like, or a small treat can reinforce that interacting with you is safe and enjoyable. Avoid forcing affection, picking them up without consent, or constantly interrupting their rest. Positive reinforcement makes them feel secure and builds trust over time. And yes, patience is key. Changing habits takes time for both you and your golden retriever. Don't expect overnight transformation. Celebrate small wins. Maybe today your dog comes closer without hesitation or relaxes while you pet their back instead of their belly. Each small step matters, and over weeks and months, these adjustments can completely change how your dog experiences daily life. Now, let's bring it all together with a little story. I once worked with a golden retriever named Max. Max's owner loved him deeply, but she had a habit of petting him constantly, especially when he was resting. Over time, Max became anxious, snapping at her occasionally and avoiding affection. We started making small changes, letting Max approach for attention, respecting his resting periods, and adjusting where and how we touched him. Within weeks, Max was calmer, happier, and more affectionate. He even started greeting visitors with excitement instead of stress. What changed? Not Max, not his love for his owner, just a few tiny changes in how his world was structured. This story shows that understanding and respecting your dog's boundaries isn't just about preventing stress, it's about building a stronger, deeper bond. When your golden retriever feels safe, they don't just survive, they thrive. They become more playful, loving, and confident. And here's the best part. You feel that happiness too. Seeing your dog genuinely relaxed, wagging their tail, and coming to you for affection is one of the most rewarding feelings in the world. If you've been following along, by now you know the tiny habit that's secretly stressing out your golden retriever, and you understand the hidden consequences it can have on their behavior, health, and your bond. But now it's time for the most important part: how to fix it. In this final part, we're diving into practical, everyday strategies that will help your golden retriever feel safe, loved, and happy without the hidden stress. First things first, start with observation. I can't stress this enough. Your dog is always giving you signals. Some are super subtle, so you need to pay close attention. Look for signs like turning their head, licking their lips, yawning when they're not tired, freezing, or tucking their tail slightly. Once you notice these, respect them. Step back, give them space, and let them approach you on their terms. This might feel strange at first. After all, we're used to showing affection whenever we want. But trust me, your golden retriever will respond positively. Next, let your dog take the lead. Instead of reaching out constantly, wait for your dog to come to you. This simple shift gives them a sense of control, which is incredibly calming. Try this. Sit on the floor, stay relaxed, and let your dog decide when they want a belly rub, scratch, or cuddle. You'll notice a huge difference in their comfort level. When they initiate, it's a genuine moment of connection, and your dog will enjoy it far more than forced attention. Another key strategy is respecting sensitive areas. Every golden retriever is different. Some love belly rubs, others avoid them. Some enjoy ear scratches, others don't. Pay attention to your dog's preferences and avoid forcing affection in areas they dislike. Even gentle handling in the wrong spot can trigger stress without you realizing it. Over time, respecting these preferences builds trust and reduces anxiety. Let's talk about body language and positioning. Dogs perceive humans differently than we do. Hovering over them, leaning forward, or maintaining direct eye contact can feel threatening, even if your intention is love. To reduce stress, crouch down to your dog's level instead of towering over, blink slowly instead of staring, and move gently rather than suddenly. These small adjustments make your golden retriever feel safe and respected. Timing is another important factor. Avoid petting or handling your dog immediately after a stressful event, like a car ride, vet visit, or loud noise. Even if you're trying to comfort them, your golden retriever might still be on high alert. Give them a few minutes or longer to decompress. Watch their body language and approach them only when they show signs of relaxation. Think of it as giving them a reset button before re-engaging with affection. Routine is your best friend here. Golden retrievers thrive on predictability. Set consistent times for feeding, walks, play, and training. Predictable routines help your dog feel secure, reduce stress, and prevent anxiety. If your dog knows what to expect, they'll feel more relaxed and confident in their daily life. Exercise and mental stimulation are absolutely crucial. A tired dog is a happy dog and less stressed. Golden retrievers are active and intelligent, so they need both physical and mental outlets. Daily walks, play sessions, and interactive games like puzzle toys or treat dispensing toys can keep them engaged and reduce anxiety. Mental stimulation is just as important as physical exercise because it helps release energy in a productive, stress-free way. Now, let's address positive reinforcement. Reward calm, confident behavior rather than forcing interaction. If your dog approaches you for a belly rub, treat, or scratch, reward them with praise or a gentle touch. This reinforces that approaching you is safe and enjoyable. Avoid punishing stress signals or forcing affection, because that only increases anxiety. Remember, trust is built through choice, not control. Here's a practical tip for daily life. Set up safe zones. These are spaces in your home where your golden retriever can retreat and relax without being disturbed. It could be a cozy bed, a crate, or a quiet corner. Encourage them to use it when they feel overwhelmed. Make these zones positive with toys, blankets, and treats. Your dog will learn that this is their safe haven, a place to reset and calm down. Another strategy is gradual desensitization. If your dog is stressed by certain interactions, like hugs or petting sensitive areas, slowly introduce these experiences in a controlled, positive way. Start with brief, gentle touches that your dog tolerates, then reward calm behavior with treats or praise. Gradually increase duration as your dog becomes more comfortable. This method teaches them that interactions are safe, controlled, and enjoyable. Consistency with interactions is key. Don't mix up your approach, sometimes forcing affection, other times respecting space. Mixed signals confuse your golden retriever and increase stress. Decide on a consistent approach. Respect boundaries, let them initiate, reward calm behavior, and stick with it. Your dog will start to understand and trust your intentions. Don't forget tone of voice. Dogs are masters at reading emotions, and they pick up on tension, impatience, or frustration. Speak gently and calmly during interactions. Avoid high-pitched, frantic, or loud tones that can trigger stress. Even a soft, soothing voice can help your golden retriever feel secure and relaxed. Training sessions are also a great opportunity to build confidence. Use positive reinforcement to teach commands, tricks, or even calm behaviors. Short, fun, and consistent sessions help your golden retriever feel competent and proud. Confidence reduces stress and helps them handle interactions more calmly. Let's not overlook social interactions. If your dog is stressed around visitors, children, or other pets, manage introductions carefully. Allow your dog to approach people or animals at their own pace. Reward calm behavior and never force socialization. Over time, positive experiences will reduce stress and increase confidence. Here's a daily routine example that can help reduce stress for your golden retriever. Morning, calm greeting, walk or play session, breakfast. Midday, mental stimulation, puzzle toy, training game, rest in safe zone. Afternoon, short walk or play session, gentle petting if your dog initiates. Evening, quiet bonding time, maybe light training, treat and rest in safe zone. Throughout the day, observe stress signals, respect boundaries, and reward calm behavior. Remember, the goal isn't to avoid affection. It's to make every interaction positive, safe, and stress-free. Let your golden retriever come to you. Respect their personal space and adjust based on their signals. The cumulative effect of these small, consistent actions will be huge. And here's a little bonus tip: mindful petting. Instead of automatically petting your dog wherever you usually do, check in mentally first. Ask yourself, is this a good time? Is my dog showing signs of stress or comfort? Pet gently, observe their reactions, and adjust. This small habit turns every touch into a mindful, positive interaction rather than a source of stress. By implementing these strategies, letting him initiate affection, creating safe zones, adjusting body language, and rewarding calm behavior, Max's stress melted away. He started wagging his tail more, approaching his owner confidently, and even engaging happily with visitors. What seemed like a tiny change made a massive difference in his happiness. Finally, celebrate progress. It's easy to focus on mistakes or slip-ups, but notice and appreciate the small wins. Maybe today your golden retriever didn't flinch when you approached, or they chose to sit beside you instead of hiding. Every positive interaction reinforces trust, reduces stress, and strengthens your bond. Dog lovers, remember, your golden retriever isn't just a pet. They're a sensitive, loving companion with emotions, preferences, and boundaries. By noticing this tiny habit that stresses them out, adjusting your interactions, and implementing these practical strategies, you're giving your dog the gift of a calm, happy life. And the best part? You get to experience the joy of a golden retriever who truly thrives, wagging their tail, resting peacefully, and coming to you for love because they want to, not because they have to. So go ahead, start small, observe, adjust, and celebrate progress. Your golden retriever will thank you in the best way possible with unconditional love, joy, and that heart melting wag of the tail. And that's it, dog lovers. You now have a complete roadmap to identify the tiny habit that stresses your golden retriever, understand its hidden consequences, and take practical steps to create a stress free, happy life for your furry friend.